Welcome back to Doki Literature Club. It's been a while since I played this game, but, now I'm back from that break that I had, and so I think it's time that we resume to day number 2. So, if I remember correctly in the last day, I had to write a poem to one of the girls to impress one of them, so I chose Yuri out of the 4. And, let's see how that goes. I hope it goes fine, but I could never guess. But let's go into it. Again, glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. No, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Oh, well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me that you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come and hang out or what. But if you don't take any of us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Wow, that's threatening, wouldn't you say? Natsuki, you clearly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Alright, manga is literature, is it now? Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. He always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Yeah, that would be me in real life, actually. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Are you impressed or what? Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? Yeah. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Alright. How come? You and him can become great friends too. Sayori. Awkward. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. It's so awkward, man. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Oh, God. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it a big deal when it's really not. What did I do? Hey, I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Oh boy. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation, as always. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. What a kind gentleman. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you usually don't read. And we could, discuss it, if you wanted. Alright? How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. How odd. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone is settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities from the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So Yuri and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Haha. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Oh, music change. Oops, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. Oh, but that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. What a classic stereotype. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. You could try to apologize, but it's not going to make a difference. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Yeah, none at all, am I right? Just curious, how come you two had the same... How do you... Did I mention that I can't freaking read? Anyway, just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. What? I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Okay. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Yeah, I think it's... Why... I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. What a nice cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? That's where the... Let me leave you on a little insight. That's where all the good stuff is. The dark stuff. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just like all the quiet kids at high school. It's just those kind of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a different and strange perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. Sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Interest, eh? Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I ever stop talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about your reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. Well, you might want to get used to that, because we might have some problems with that in the future. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. Huh. It's not a particularly bad thing. Oh yeah, definitely not. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It's like she's reading from my book instead. Oh. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. Oh. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's. Then I hold the book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. What an interesting perspective. I do the same with my right arm and on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. Is that a bad thing? It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Eh? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a little bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. Uh-oh. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. I know, right? That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue to read. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. What an excellent observation! Hey, Yuri. This might be silly thoughts, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second-guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of the reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Huh. Yuri remains silent for a moment, but that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Monica had to ruin the moment, huh? I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. God damn it, Monica, you ruined it. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Yeah. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Ouch. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer if I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright, I stand up. I take a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it into my bag. I always forget where I leave off in books, so yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you forgot later. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. Oh god. This would be me in real life. I would absolutely be nervous to share any sort of poem or work that I have to share, because it always gets me nervous. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. Yes, I couldn't really find much inspiration since I have never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Pristine. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Reluctantly, of course. Oh, who should be first? Well, so if I'm trying to impress Yuri, shouldn't I wait to do her last? I don't know. Let's do Sayori's first. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. That was the right choice, I guess. She's my good friend, after all. Yeah? Good reasoning. This is a good poem, Patience. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really part of a club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Patience. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Try new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here, and maybe it's best that she doesn't because it's best that she stays happy. Then again, I can't deny that she is part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all, yeah. And I'm gonna make sure that you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Oh god. No self-confidence. We'll see about that. Oh, I get to read it. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed. making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. I want breakfast. So Yuri, this is just a guess, but did you wait until morning to write this? Procrastinated just like I would. Oh god. No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Sure. Well, at least that makes you feel a little better about myself. Oh man, don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem, which it wasn't too bad. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Do you think I care what you ate for breakfast? No. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget, and I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Suri is way too happy. Now who should it be? Let's go down the order, just go Natsuki. Patience. If you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What? You expect you to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Oh, jeez. Harsh words being exchanged here. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I hate you. I don't like you. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. You don't know me well. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. I don't know what to think about this. All of it's true, but what? What was the point? Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point, for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can really be disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing is that simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then I make it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what I meant. That's what it means to be pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her, which is how it should be. Who should I share my poem to next. So I guess Monica, because I want Yuri to be last. Alright, Monica. Hi, Patience. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up, like I would in real life. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Yep. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to anyway. Don't worry, Patience. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's sort of that barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Patience. I was gonna say ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. I guess when you set the bar low, there's nowhere else to go but up, right? That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? That's good to hear, isn't it? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It could take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has done at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring, and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. Yes, that's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find any kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be just a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. So basically, what she's saying is, just do you. You do you. So, yeah, great job for theme writing, sure. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Alright, let's see how good this poem is. Don't worry, I'm not very good. Are you actually not, though, or are you just lying to me? I have a feeling you're lying to me. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Yes? Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Alright. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. Sure, but you should always express what you really feel like, and not pretend. Whatever. I see. Let's read it then. Oh, jeez. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel. Blind. Like a film out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. That's what she said. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Interesting. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you'd call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Yes, I suck at poems. Haha, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gone pretty popular nowadays. That is, in-out poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Ah, well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. I wonder who you're referring to as the he in your poem. Like who's the he? Who's the boy? I wonder who it is. Yeah, it's just the timing of everything doesn't seem to be right. It's too coincidental. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, alright, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. And another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink, which is depressing. So just move your hand and go with the flow. Gotcha. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. You got it. Alright, Yuri, your turn. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. That's good, right? Exceptional. Eh? What was that? Did I just say that out loud? Oh no. Oh no. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? I think we all know the reason. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates that you've written a lot of poetry before. A lot? I'd like to just punch you in the face, because I literally wrote my first poem ever just yesterday, according to this game's timeline. So, I wonder what the answer's gonna be to this. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. She's in disbelief. How interesting. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. Oh, really? Well, I guess I'm just an exception. I think the most noticeable thing that I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form it to fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying those new things. Whew, that's a lot of talking. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I forgot I had to write. I totally forgot I had to read hers. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Oh wow. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Yes. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickens. I flicker back. Wow. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. It was beautiful. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. Alright. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something too easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Hew hew. What? Actually, the story is about a ghost at all. Well, that sucks for me because I can't understand poems a single bit. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. That makes your poem really deep, then. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. So it's just a giant metaphor, eh? Lingering in her last remaining piece of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left without nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought about that. That's impressive, eh? It's nothing, really. Yours is impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I think we all enjoyed it today. I'm going to keep doing my best for you. And that's great to hear. Me too. Alright. So, Yuri actually liked your poem, I guess. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little bit more stressful than I anticipated. Oh boy, I can't imagine doing that in real life. It's as if... Oh yeah, my bad. Even if they're being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's wrong with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. Rejection! I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How could that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Patience did too. So based on that, I'm glad to give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Patience liked my poem too, you know. He even told me how he was impressed by it. Natsuki-san, oh no. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Oh no. Eh? That's not what Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Patience appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't be deliberately going out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Patience started showing. No! Oh, come on! Oh. Why? Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! Oh my god. Okay, I need a minute to process. Okay. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me, as if they noticed I was standing there. Patience. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out to the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Patience. Oh wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning them most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary limiting yourself, it's also a waste. Yeah, you understand that, right, Patience? Well... How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Oh, really now? Oh, I had to choose. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So, I'm going to hold off till the next episode because I'm running out of time here and the video's getting really long, so I'm going to hold off here for now, and in the next episode, I will choose who to pick. That was awkward towards the end. Yeah, that was quite an observation that Suki made about Yuri's... Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video. I will try to, make another poem for Yuri, if that's what we have to do later in the story, but... Yeah, this is certainly an interesting day. I'm glad we got to share poems and all, but it was all just gonna end in a fight. But yeah. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!